At the time that the child was conceived, were you engaged in sexual relations with anyone other than Mr. Chambers?
Yes.
You were? The first time that you filed a police report, can you tell the court what happened in that incident?
We had an altercation and he bruised my face.
Okay. I'm sorry, did you say he bruised your face?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, you had cut out just a little. And how long ago was that?
I think when our daughter was 1. I don't know the date. I do know that it was in 2021.
And then the second time that you had to file a police report, do you remember what happened at that incident?
Yes, ma'am. It was the last time he seen his daughter. I was getting my daughter back, and it was an altercation, and he started to put his hands on me, and he tried to throw my keys into the bushes. We was on highway by Winnie, and I had to file a police report.
Okay. And has any actions been taken since you filed the police report? Are there any pending criminal charges?
They didn't let me know.
Now, at the time that the child was conceived, were you engaged in sexual relations with anyone other than Mr. Chambers?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
And has any DNA been done regarding that individual? Okay. Thank you.
No.
I'm going to order DNA testing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hold on one second.
Are you?
Miss
Okay.
Stevenson, just hold on one second, okay? Miss Stevenson, if you were engaged in sexual concourse with anyone other than Mr. Chambers, I have to have a DNA test just to verify.
It was
just to make
before
sure.
It was August the 4th with the other person, and then Mr. Chambers September the 28th, and then I got pregnant in October. I know that Isaiah Chambers is the father of my child.
So you were not having sexual relations with anyone else at the time that the child was conceived?
No, sir. I'm sorry if I didn't understand.
Because you said you were.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand.
That's okay. Go ahead, Miss Overstreet.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, so
Hold
you're
on.
now
Mr. Chambers, knowing what Miss Stevenson just testified to, do you still not want to take a DNA test?
We can now, because I don't believe it.
That's okay, Mr. Chambers. I don't blame you. All right. That's your right. We're going to order DNA testing.
thank you, Your Honor.
What's our reset date?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Let me pull up the calendar real quick. I didn't have it up.
And I'm sorry you both waited so long. Sometimes that's kind of how the facts come out in these trials. So we just want to make sure we got everything squared away before we go forward and do a full-blown order in regards to the child. What's our reset date?
May 26th.
I have a question to ask.
Okay, well, hold on one second. Go ahead and ask your question, Mr. Chambers.
Before I do the DNA test, before I even get to that, I was going to let you know, I did know that she have cheated on me in August with some guy.
Okay.
And
that's just another good reason, Mr. Chambers, to take the DNA test and verify.
But that was way in August the 4th. It wasn't in
Okay,
September.
hey, y'all, listen real quick, careful, okay? There's a lot of issues that y'all have, and that's fine. I want to hear those issues that are important in regards to the child, Bella, all right? But today's not that day. Today is the day that I'm going to order DNA testing, and the AG's office is going to reach out to each of you and let you know when and where you're supposed to show up for your DNA test, and then we'll come back here in May, and once the DNA test results get to me, then we'll have a hearing at that time, and I'll see the DNA test results, okay? Until that time, just airing out ugly issues against each other doesn't matter. Okay?
No, sir. I was just asking, is there any way that, no, I'm just let you go ahead and continue, and I just ask at the end.
No, that's all I had, Mr. Chambers.
Well, I was going to ask, stating that I do know it's my daughter, but now that she's, all that came about, but I ain't gonna lie, I really do miss my daughter, and I would love to see her like yesterday, you know what I'm saying? So if there's any way like this weekend or next weekend, can I please?
I can't order that, Mr. Chambers, because I don't have a specific type of pleading in front of me that allows me to do that. Somebody would have had to file some additional lawsuits in front of me for me to be able to order that at this time, okay? You've been patient to this point in time. I'm just going to ask you to be patient for 2 more months, and then we'll come back and get the visitation issue squared away on a final basis. I would say I mean, I can't order it, but Miss Stevenson, if Mr. Chambers had been having contact rights with Bella up until some point in time, you probably ought to make arrangements for him to be able to see his daughter. But that's just my
Well,
suggestion.
I ain't seen my daughter in 8 months straight. All I
Okay.
asked is just to
Well,
see my
I
daughter.
can't order it, Mr. Chambers, unless Miss Stevenson agrees.
I have a question regarding to the DNA test. Can it be sooner because I am pregnant and I'm somewhere due around that time?
Well, you're due around what time?
I'm due June the 12th, but they are looking at the end of May.
Well, I mean, they're going to swab you for the DNA test, probably, Miss Stevenson, in the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the Zoom hearing on this case is going to be at the end of May.
Okay. Understood. And then the reason why he can't see his daughter is because he can't give her back to me. That is why we're going through this whole process.
Okay.
It's because he don't want to give her back to me, and he have a problem with keeping his hands to himself.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll take up all those issues at that time. And maybe I'll be able to work out something between now and then. But if you can't, then I'll just take it up at that time. Just to understand, Miss Stevenson and Mr. Chambers, the fact that the child was kept away from the father for this long, it will be a factor when I come back here and make my final decision in this case.
Okay.
All right. And all of those
Yes, sir.
facts will come out, and it'll have an influence on what I do in the case. But if there was one side that was basically exercising dominance over the child to the detriment of the other party, I'm going to take that into consideration when I make my ruling. All
Okay.
right? I wish you both the best of luck. We'll see you back here in May.
Mr. Hughes does not want to do DNA testing. I believe he is confident that the child is his.
I didn't say it. I didn't say she was my child. Yeah, I know I'm not, because I'm married, so I know I'm not.